Hello and welcome back to Sonny Talk Spurs, and today I'm going to be answering the question why Dejan Kulusevski is the most underrated player at Tottenham Hotspur. But before I get into this one, if you are new to the channel, why don't you leave a like on the video, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs, hit that notification bell because it lets you know when I've gone live. Now, let's get into the video. And I just want to say before I get started, I've already made one little prediction about a player at Tottenham Hotspur this season in Lascelles. So if you haven't seen that video, go and check it out after this one. Link above my head right now. Now it's the turn of Kulusevski, and I want to praise the player. I want to pat him on the back because I believe he's coming into his own now at Tottenham Hotspur. And it's, I want to drag up some tweets to start already. One from the Spurs Express saying, a performance of 3 lungs from this man today. This is Dejan Kulusevski's appreciation tweet. Kulusevski, a quote he said himself, we've got to start winning now. We're proud of the SA, but we have 2 games now and we have to get 6 points. That's an elite mentality. And it just sort of seems that Tottenham fans, I think, already were on the bandwagon of Kulusevski, but now I hope that the footballing world is starting to realise what a talent this guy is, because I'm going to put his goal numbers on screen to start. And some will say he's not really hitting the numbers that you expect of a player, at a top club. He should maybe be getting more goal contributions. Already this season, he has got, more goals, double the amount of goals than he did last season. And that's what's being questioned about him. When people question Kulusevski, they usually say one of 2 things. They say he's not got pace, he's not quick enough to be a winger, or he's not getting enough goal contributions. And I feel like both are widely off the mark to an extent. Well, I'm going to start with his pace. I feel like his pace is just a stupid stick to hit him with. It's like people who criticise, if Kyle Walker didn't have pace, he wouldn't be a good player. But he does have pace, and he is a good player. Kulusevski, I was on a podcast. I was on Holly Hotspur's podcast recently, and one of the panel members on there raised a very good point about how deceiving Kulusevski's pace is. His acceleration is good. It's just his sprint speed is probably not as good, but he has got that sort of, burst of speed that really helps him get, where he needs to go. And he's just such a good dribbler. He sort of reminds me, actually, his play style in general. I'm not saying he's on the same level, as a mixture between Kevin De Bruyne in sort of, his sort of running style and dribbling and his potential of delivery, and a bit like Bernardo Silva as well, but not as good as them two. He sort of has that calibre of play style band. But with his goal numbers, don't get me wrong, I feel like they could be better. He should be hitting more numbers. Against Villa, he should have really scored, hit the post, obviously. And, we saw in City game, he had lots of good chances and scored the winner from a header of all things, which was quite surprising from him. But I feel like if he could add a few more numbers to his game, he would be talked about in the same region. He's a similar age to Foden. He's a similar age to Saka in similar positions as well. And I feel like he can be on the same calibre as those players. He does have to get the numbers. That's not me saying he doesn't, I'm not letting him off scot-free here, but he should, aim to get his goal numbers better. And I think in this system, we can see that. When he signed for the club in January with Bentancur from Juventus, that first 6 months he was very good. And then last season, he dropped off. But the whole of Tottenham dropped off, apart from Harry Kane, obviously. And I feel like this is the player that Ange will love. He just loves the football club. Some of the things he said in interviews have been fantastic. He loves the football club. He loves playing for Tottenham. He bleeds lily white. And I'm just confident that, in the last couple of games, obviously I was lucky enough to go to the Villa game as well. In the last 2 games, he started off in quite deep positions. I feel like this is a position which he can really thrive with. He's sort of really linked up well with Lascelles, so I think a lot of Tottenham fans will say that as well. He has really formed relationships with the whole of that midfield, Basuma as well. And he's sort of filling the creative chasm as well that was left behind from Maddison's injury from deep. But I do like him on the wing as well. It's hard to know really what his perfect position is. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think Kulusevski's best position is? I just think he is such a gem for the fee we paid for him, which was about 30 odd million, I think, don't quote me on that completely, I just think he is a perfect player. Again, if he can get those goal contributions up, I think he will be just, people will talk about him a bit more, but I think he really links up well with Son. We saw that in the City game. The ball over the top really confused Doku, who was running onto it. Son obviously still had a lot to do from it, but it was just that creative spark. And I'll tell you what, and Tottenham fans know this, he runs for days. He is such a good runner. For 90 minutes, Villa and the City game, he was non-stop running. And it showed, for the goal, when you look at it on Match of the Day, when they have those sort of, they show the shot from the gantry more, you can just see he is running in the final stages, and he sort of comes through the back door and then just dominates Ake in the air. Ake, who has been praised for his defensiveness, came on to replace Gavardio, who was really struggling in the game, and Kulusevski just dominates him. I just think Kulu is, or Deki, Kulu, Deki, tell me what you call him in the comments down below as well. I think he's so underrated, hence in the title, at Tottenham, in the Premier League in general. I think Tottenham fans do realise what sort of player we have on the cards. It's just, even I'm going to get his FB Rev stats up now. His goal numbers are, they're not a worry, but if he was hitting more, consistent goal contributions, then he just would be touted even higher. And here are the FB Rev stats. And even like at a first glance, you do look at his non-penalty goals and his non-penalty XG, his shot total and assists, and you go, oh, these are a bit worrying. Even like his shot created actions are in the middle of the park. But his passing, his carries, 4.30, successful take-ons, touches, progressive passes received. Even his defensive numbers are quite good. I feel like they're, where you want to sort of see, a good growth to start with. If, his creative numbers are good, then they will lead to goal contributions. And we've seen, the amount of chances Tottenham get through, he will get assists, he will grab goals. He is sort of becoming the player we knew we were signing. He's not really your traditional winger. He's a bit more of the old school. I think that's what has happened with the modern day winger. Everyone thinks the modern day winger should be like the Ronaldo at Man United, or even like Salah, at Liverpool, getting like silly goal numbers. But, Salah's basically like a striker nowadays, the way he drifts in. Kulusevski is your traditional winger. He probably should be getting more goal contributions. I keep saying that. But I feel like his numbers in general, like when it comes to the stats I just read out there, they're the ones that you want to see. And those are the ones that you can see positives from. I just think, he's just such a good player. He is the perfect Ange player, I think. Loves the club, loves the style of football. I feel like we have to be positive about this player. And, especially, in a season so far where we've been depleted from injury, he has not stopped, as I said, running and just working his butt off to help this team. Even during this run, obviously 1 point in the last 4, he hasn't stopped in any of these games. I think he is so versatile. He can play in the midfield. He can play on the wing. I just think we have such a good player. And the fact that, I remember at the time people weren't sure whether to make that signing permanent, I think we have just made such a good choice, getting this player in. We're laughing and we're looking at signing another guy from Juventus, Iling-Junior, I think that's how you pronounce it. Again, maybe we can still get another player from Juventus out the door, thanks to Perisic, who will be sublime at Tottenham Hotspur. But let me know in the comments down below, do you think Kulusevski is one of the most underrated players in the side at the moment? Do you like him played deeper or more further on the wing position? And do you see him in the next couple of games finally bagging a few more goals and assists? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And as I say, if you're new around here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to Sonny Talks Spurs, and hit that notification bell because it lets you know when I'm live. The football's coming thick and fast, so get involved with the channel. I want to get to 2,000 subs before the start of 2024, so please join the journey at Sonny Talks Spurs, and I'll see you guys pretty soon. Ciao, ciao, ciao.